guys, what's going on? My name is Bridgette and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having an awesome day wherever you are. And today's video is going to be complaining? Well, not really complaining. I'm going to be addressing some issues that I have with the beauty community. I am a beauty channel. I feel like I'm a part of the beauty community, but there is so many issues that I see with the community, and I feel like if we don't talk about them, we'll never get past them and we'll be stuck in our bad ways. So, I'm going to address some issues. Without any further ado, let's jump into the video. Alright guys, before we get started, I put a video every single freaking day, literally every day, so if you want to hit subscribe, I'd appreciate it, it'd be cool. So, I made a list. That does not sound good, but there's just so many things that I see and I'm just like, can we stop doing this? There's so many more opportunities for good things in the community, and I feel like even though, you know, people say I complain a lot, if we don't talk about it, who's going to talk about it? Because I feel like I'm the only person up here who has a strong enough opinion about everything to actually say it. So don't blame me or get mad at me for saying things. I'm actually not going to name anybody in this video either, because, you know, I've already done that. First thing, again, with the clickbait, and I'm not talking about just YouTube in this video, I'm also talking about Instagram beauty community as well. Clickbait, I hate clickbait. Just this morning, I was scrolling through Instagram, and all these Instagram videos with, like, clickbaity photos that have zero to do with the video, or it's not even in the video. Oh, it's the most desperate grab for attention. It's one thing to make, like, a thumbnail, like, or, like, putting foundation on, you look weird. It's fine. But, like, when it has zero to do with the video, it's not even in the video, it's just such a grab for attention, and I wish there was a dislike button on Instagram for that stuff, because I don't want to leave a comment every single time and be like, do you have to do this? This is such a sorry plea. Like, oh, I don't like it at all. And then on YouTube, they do the same thing, where they do the most clickbaity title in the world, and then it has nothing to do with the video, and I really hate it. It's one thing to stretch the normal, but it's one thing to lie. You know? I'm tired of the lying. Also, I'm tired of thumbnails with dangerous objects. Like, you really think I'm gonna do my contour with a knife? Do you know how many children look up to the beauty community because we're fun, we're colorful, and, you know, they want to grow up and play with makeup, and they see you using a knife for your contour? That is so dangerous, and I just cannot get behind that. Okay, so another issue that I see a lot, and I feel like some people have talked about in the past, but it's been years ago since I heard this, and it is, I feel like this space is really clustered, and we can't blame anybody but ourselves. Like, even me jumping into it, I knew it was a cluttered space, but I feel like we see these same faces over and over and over again. Like, do we really need a Laura Lee and Morphe collaboration? No, we don't. Like, I'm tired of seeing the same, like, 5 faces over and over and over again for, like, collabs and brand deals. Like, I would rather see someone like Jay Kissa, who has, like, 300,000 subscribers, or, like, Kristen Leanne, who just got, like, a brand deal with Urban Decay, who has, like, 400,000 subscribers, get more brand deals than I would rather see another Laura Lee. I would rather see than another Manny anyway, even though I like Manny. I'm tired of seeing the same faces, and I wish there was a little bit more variety in who gets collabs. Like, I don't want to see another Kathleen Lights Morphe palette either. I don't want to see another Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, even though I've heard great things about it. Like, give me some new, fresh faces in the space that get some appreciation for the work they do, the creative content that they create, and I'd rather see, like, some bigger YouTubers shouting out smaller YouTubers, even if they're not, like, super tiny like me. Even if they have, like, 100,000 subscribers, like, appreciate people who are really working hard to try and get to where the big people are. Because a lot of people have great content, but they're, you know, they're still growing. And there's nothing wrong with growing. You have to be somewhere to start with. But, like, I want to see new faces getting advertised by brands and not just the same ones over and over again. Next issue that I have is, I feel like there's so much pressure to lie to your audience. And it's getting to a ridiculous point. I myself gave like 3 bad reviews 1 week for products, and everyone said, oh, you're just negative about everything. No, I had a really bad week with products, that was all. And then you have people like, well, I'm not gonna name. Now we have certain people who love every single thing that they get for free, and I cannot stand it. Like, you don't have to love everything you get for free. Especially if you just say it's not a sponsored video, but you got it all for free. you know, I'm sure everything's not great, but I feel like there's such a pressure to lie to your audience about what brands have good stuff, because you don't want to be like Jeffree Star getting kicked off Kylie's PR list for giving an honest opinion. No one wants to get kicked off a PR list. I wouldn't know what that's like personally, but nobody wants to get thrown under the bus for telling the truth. But if you don't lie to your audience, then it makes it harder for you to do your job if you're a bigger YouTuber. I just feel like there's so much pressure to lie. If you give a negative review of something people think is really pretty, like I do sometimes, people are always like, well, you're just so negative, you hate it so much. And then if I give a really good review of something that's really pretty, people are like, well, you just wanted it for the packaging. You can't win, but if you're nicer about everything, people are a little bit nicer to you. But I'd rather just be honest. You know, does that make sense? I feel like I'm saying nothing this entire time. Okay, next thing is that there is so much of like a flooding of the beauty community on YouTube and on Instagram of using expensive products, or like exclusively expensive products, or expensive everything. I feel like there is a lot of good makeup that is lower quality, not lower quality, like lower price tag, but they're really good quality, and I just feel like they always use super expensive makeup. Now I get it, a lot of it they probably get for free and they want to use it because it's fancy. Who wouldn't want to use the fancy stuff? But I feel like there needs to be more of appreciation for more affordable objects, price tags, brands. Like there's some brands out there that no one talks about and they're really good quality, but you don't see it because they get all these expansive Laura Mercier gold infused primer, like Natasha Denona $100 and something palette with 1 gram per shadow. Like, it's so crazy. I feel like there needs to be more trying cheaper products. There's nothing wrong with using the expensive ones. I get it, you want to use it, it's free, whatever. But I feel like for tutorials, I think keeping everything under like a $50, every item under $50 is pretty fair. That way you still get some like nice stuff like Urban Decay, Anastasia, really good quality, but it's not dirt cheap and it's not super expensive like a $100 foundation. You know, some people like the expensive stuff and that's fine, but I feel like a lot of people like middle of the road makeup that's not drugstore cheap and it's not super expensive either. Okay, so this next one is something I've spoken out against in the past, and that is not having real faces and real like lifestyles. I get it, you get big on YouTube, you get famous and you get a really good lifestyle, you get paid out the butt. But I feel like advertising a certain lifestyle is fine and dandy. I know Jeffree Star advertises his fancy lifestyle all the time, but I don't know. Something really irritates me about they don't look real. They don't look like anyone watching the videos can obtain that look. Like you can recreate it and then all you're gonna sit there and think to yourself, if you're like younger and more vulnerable than say someone hard-skinned like me, that you're just gonna be like, oh, I can't, why don't I look like her? I feel like so many younger people in this community watching the videos always say that, like, why don't I look like her? And that really disappoints me when I get those messages like, oh, I hope I can be as pretty as you one day. I'm like, what? Don't say that. Be you, don't be me. I really just think there should be more realistic faces in the community. Don't just look like a plastic model. I just feel like we know who I'm talking about on several occasions here. But I'm not gonna name names. Okay, so another one is about sponsored videos. I myself have done sponsored videos in the past. I will probably continue to do them because, you know, this is my only job. But I really don't like when someone in a video says partnered with instead of sponsored by. I think saying partnered with tries to downplay the fact that they're paying you to talk good about their products. Most of the time, as I've done sponsored videos, about 80% of the time, when they're paying you to do a video, you have to send it to them unlisted, get their approval for what you say about their products, and then get it back to yourself and you can make it public for everyone else. But they have to approve that you said good things about the product. Some brands that I've worked with said, just be honest, we don't need approval, just post a video with whatever you think. And I like that. But some brands will not approve your sponsored content unless you say really good things, which I get it, you're getting paid to talk about a brand, they're gonna want you to say good stuff. But I feel like when you say partnered with, it makes it seem more like, hey, they gave you some stuff to try out. Partnered with is sponsored. Just say that it's sponsored. Partnered with just seems like, hey, they they wanted to work with me, not, hey, I wanted this money. I just feel like partnered with is really misleading. It doesn't sound as blatant and realistic as sponsored by. And some people will try to go out of their way to avoid saying that it's sponsored as much as possible. They'll just put it at the bottom bar of their description box saying this video is sponsored by blah, 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 hoping that no one goes down there and sees it, or thinking, well, they already watched the video and didn't know it was sponsored and move on. Because some people just don't read the description box. Like, I get comments all the time like, what camera do you use? What editing software do you use? How old are you? Where are you from? It's in the description box. So, you know, whatever. Anyways, that's all of my complaints, you guys. Oh, it's not all of my complaints at all, but I feel like I don't want to make this a super long, ranty video. I don't want it to be conceived as super negative, because I need to talk about some of these things and get it off my chest, because a lot of stuff bothers me. And I feel like no one else is willing to be the person to say it. They're too worried about being brand friendly to everybody, and personally, I would rather just, like, be my strong, opinionated self, no matter how many people dislike this video, how many people tell me that I'm just a really negative person. Like, if we don't address issues, they're just gonna keep happening. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more from me, I'll put a video out every single freaking day, and I will see you next time. Bye!